Hey there! Hope you all are doing well. So, today is my first attempt at making kimchi. Actually, I made it a couple of days back and it's ready today. Uh, Go ahead, view the whole video of and look how I made it. And then I think we're gonna try just the kimchi and a dish that is made using kimchi. Vishal, are you excited for this?
I'm confused.
So, all right, let's give him a try. He hasn't tried kimchi yet. I have tried kimchi a couple of times, so even I don't have the experience of eating kimchi a whole lot of times, and this is the first time I'm making it. So let's go. So for the kimchi, first we are gonna start with the cabbage. I'm not making a big batch of it. I'm just making like with half a cabbage. So I just have half a cabbage over here. This is not the Chinese or the Napa cabbage that normally kimchi is made with. This is the good old Indian cabbage. I'm going to try attempting making the kimchi using Indian ingredients only. So let's go ahead and chop this up. I've just made it 1/4. I'm gonna take out the core right now. So that's going to be a little hard to eat. So I'm just taking the core part out. The same thing I'm going to do with the other. So the cores are out. We're gonna wash the cabbage in a salt solution, so you don't need to wash the cabbage prior to it. So let me just water these again. Now the inside parts have become kind of small, so we're gonna try keeping most of the pieces this size, as you can see. And I'm just gonna take out a couple of pieces and put it in a bowl. So this is the bowl in which it's going to soak in the salt. So if I have a bigger piece, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a chop. So I'm just gonna do that with the rest of the cabbage cores too. So you want to actually break apart the pieces because you want the salt to get into every piece, like every corner of it, so that it gets nice and clean and it leaves out a whole lot of moisture. You can hear the squeak of the cabbage. Now since we have a piece this big, we're just gonna chop it. I'm just gonna go ahead and chop the corner pieces like this and give this a cut. So as you can see, I have a bowl with everything over here. So let me just start adding it onto it. So normally salt is put with the sections on, but since I'm making it with this cabbage, which is the Indian cabbage, this is a little more tougher than the Napa cabbage or the Chinese cabbage. So I'm just gonna add it as is. This is my first attempt at making kimchi, and I actually like the flavors of such Korean food. So this one's not torn. Let me just add all of this. So you want the pieces to be bite-sized. You don't want them to be too small too. Then it will not have any structure left. So as you can see, there are so many little pieces now. It's nearly full, but this is going to definitely come down. Vishal, have you eaten kimchi anytime?
Never, I don't even have an idea what you're making.
So I have a little bit of pieces left, so I'm just going to add that. Now I have 3 tablespoons of salt over here, if you can see. And I'm just gonna salt it liberally and just keep flipping it. So you ideally want to distribute the salt completely. Don't worry, I know it's a whole lot of salt, but it's gonna get washed away, so you don't need to worry about your BP. So this needs to rest for like what 2 hours nearly, because I want it to completely deflate basically. I've added enough salt. Now I'm just gonna keep this aside. I'll just have a little bit more salt left just in case I feel that it can take a little more. I'll definitely add more. But for now, I'm just gonna do this much. I'm not gonna go more than that. Okay. So I'm just gonna cover this and let it chill in the side of the room for like 2 hours or so. So for the other vegetables, normally there's daikon radish that is used. I've used good old mooli over here. I've just taken like 1/4 of a mooli and 1/4 of a carrot. This is our nashpati or a pear, which we normally get. So you use Korean pear normally, but I didn't find Korean pear. Rather, it's not easily accessible. So I'm taking a normal pear that we get. And of course, there's spring onions over here. I have a couple of spring onions. Some are like 2 are a little big and 2 are a little small. So I have 4 of them. I have 4 cloves of garlic, an 1.5 inch piece of ginger, and a red onion. Normally white onion is used, but since I have red onion at home, I'm just using it. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and julienne these two. So basically cut them into strips. The same thing goes for the pear. I'm just gonna first de-skin them, so peel them off and then do the same thing. You can just chop this up finely, the spring onion, and then the onion, ginger and garlic, I'll be keeping them as is. I'm just gonna chop them up very roughly because they're gonna go into the mixie anyway, so that I can grind it up into a paste. So as I just peeled the radish, and now I'm just gonna cut it into strips. So I'm normally pretty fast at cutting, but since there is the camera, I'm a little aware of it. So as you can see, I've just cut them into like thin strips, and this is what you want from it. This is so that it can get pickled easily. So ideally, kimchi is just like pickled stuff together. Let's keep that aside now. Next, moving on to the carrot. We want to do the same thing with the carrot too. We're done with the carrots too. So I've peeled the pear too. So let me just go ahead. You don't really need to make this into like thin strips. Let me just chop this part off. No, you can even add like sugar or honey or stuff like that, but I wanted to keep it natural, and we had pears at home, so I just went ahead and peeled it and started using it. So I'm just gonna slice this. So this will add a little bit of sweetness to the kimchi. So let's keep the pears aside too. So now we have the 4 spring onions. I'm just gonna chop them up. So the whites are cut now. I'm just gonna give it a half slice just before going, because they're gonna be a little bigger than the green part, right? So I'm just gonna do that. I'm chopping up the greens too. have it. We have our 4 vegetables slash fruit, whatever, going into the kimchi, all chopped. So the next would be to just roughly chop the onion, and I just peeled the ginger too. And we have 4 cloves of garlic that we need to peel. So once I do that, I'll be back. So we have rice flour right now. I'm just gonna add like 1.5 to 2 tablespoons. I'm also gonna add 1 cup of water to this. So let's just give it a good mix first. So you want to actually remove any knots of the atta or the rice flour in it. You want it to be completely incorporated. As you can see, it's completely mixed. Now let me just switch it on. So you just want to get it into a thick consistency. So you ideally want to start stirring it like 1 minute after you put it up. So we can up the temperature a little. As you can see, it's starting to steam up right now. Now this is gonna go thick. So as you can see, it's boiling already. Let's reduce the temperature to down. So as you can see, it's going into a thick paste right now. So I'm just gonna switch it off. So you want a nice thick paste for this. So yeah, this is the paste, rice paste. So this is using the normal rice flour that we have at home. So once this cools down, we're gonna add the, chopped up onion, ginger and the cloves of garlic, and grind them together. So I have the rice paste with me. I have just blended it in the grinder with onions, garlic and ginger. So it smells really nice actually. Doesn't it smell good, Vishal?
Yes, it has a very strong flavor.
Yeah. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this. I know we salted the cabbage, but we've just washed it off. So I'm gonna add like, it's just your feel, like how salty you like your kimchi. So I'm just gonna add like 3 good pinches of salt. We can anyway taste it, so that's not an issue. The next thing that normally goes into it is fish sauce, and that's for the umami flavor. But do we eat fish sauce, Vishal?
No.
So how to get that umami flavor? One way is to use like a stock cube that you get, or an easy way to go about it is to use MSG. I know some people don't like it, but there's no study that proves that this is not good for you or something like that. I'm not sure. Like I have MSG at home right now. So MSG is monosodium glutamate. It's basically salt that is giving that umami flavor in many of the Chinese food and Asian food that you eat. So I'm just gonna add like half a teaspoon of the MSG crystals into it.
Who is this umamami?
It's not umami, it's umami. And the next one that normally goes into it is gochugaru, or the red chili peppers of Korea. But of course that is not very spicy. It has a very light spice, but it's very colorful. So I'm going to be using the Kashmiri chili powder instead. So this is the Eastern's Kashmiri chili powder that I bought. Vishal, how spicy do you like it?
Medium spicy.
Medium spicy. So this again is something that you can always add according to your taste. So I'm just going to be adding some first, and then let's see how much more we want to go. Does that look a lot?
Definitely yes.
No, but then the Kashmiri chili is not very spicy. It is basically it's colorful more than anything. So let's mix it and give it a taste. As you can see, it's gotten like nice and thick. It smells nice actually, the Kashmiri chili. It's not very spicy, na? See the amount of chili that I put in.
I cannot say anything by seeing it, but after tasting it, then maybe I can give more.
So we can actually give it a taste right now before we add everything in. So I'm just gonna take a little bit. So I feel it can use a little more spice, to be honest. Vishal, why don't you give it a try too? A little bit.
No.
A little bit. Because you need to understand how spicy it is. It's not very spicy actually.
For me, the spice is enough.
You have to remember all of these are going to go into it.
Yeah, but still, for me it's enough. But if you think it will
I think it needs
enhance the flavor, then do it.
Yeah, it needs a little more salt, to be honest. It was low in salt. So yeah. You need to remember this also. So the salt and chili, according to your preference, you can always change. I'm not going to add a whole lot. It's just a little more. I think I added like somewhere around 50 grams of this thing because that was a 100-gram pack and I just completed like half of it. So it's not a lot actually. And since I'm making a small batch, this is completely fine. So we have the kimchi paste ready. As you can see, it's nice and colorful. Can you see how bright it is? Let me give it a last try. It's nice. So let's go ahead and drain the cabbage. So as you can see, I just washed the cabbage twice actually, and this is the third water it is in. It has gotten very soft and malleable. It is not as hard as it was when I started with it. Now all I'm gonna do is drain this and add it to a dry bowl. So I've just drained the cabbage. I'm taking it out of the washed water and adding it to the bowl. If you have a salad spinner, you can actually put this in and drain the cabbage too, but I'm just doing it by hand as I go. We are just gonna add the kimchi paste that we made. So we're gonna add the other stuff too. We have the pears, we have the carrots, and then the radish, and finally the green onion. So all of it is in. In actual Korean culture, they use their hands to mix this. Do I go ahead and risk that?
What's the problem with mixing it with that?
This is the problem. It's gonna be a little spicy, but let me just go ahead and do it.
As long as you're not rubbing your eyes after mixing it.
Okay, let me just massage the paste onto everything. Oh, it's already looking very good. I need to store this in like a plastic container. Make sure you're not storing it in some metal vessel, because of course it's gonna pickle. I'll just transfer this into a plastic container and get back to you. So I'm gonna use a takeout container in which I'm gonna put all of this in. I'm definitely not gonna risk any of my Tupperware, but because this looks like it's gonna stain, doesn't it, Vishal? Because my hands itself are stained quite a bit.
Definitely will.
So let me just start by stuffing it all in. This is supposed to like start giving out its own liquid. This will take a little bit of time, like a day or two to ferment, and only then will it be ready to eat. But I mean, Vishal and I already had a try. I absolutely liked it. Vishal thought it was a slightly spicy. Was it, Vishal?
Yep.
Yeah, but then once it ferments, the spice levels do go down. So we need to remember that too. We'll check on it tomorrow. So as you see, I have made vegan kimchi. So this is 2 days later. So one day I had it outside, at a normal fermenting, and the second day I just put it inside the fridge so that it can cold ferment for another 24 hours. So 48 hours later, as you can see, we have a super colorful and pretty spicy looking kimchi, Vishal.
No comments.
So let me just give it a try. It's pretty cold right now. It's not particularly spicy. It has an undertone of garlic and it actually has a slight bit of sweetness. I think it's coming from the pear. It wasn't as spicy as it was 2 days ago, Vishal. So that's good. Now I've also made a kimchi grilled cheese. So let me just give it a try too. Ooh. This is nice. So all I did is I took 2 slices of brown bread, 2 slices of processed cheese and put kimchi in between, and it tastes really, really good. Vishal, why don't you also give it a try?
After the video.
So yeah, if you are into Korean food and want to try something new, but then again, we have our restrictions of being vegetarian or vegan, this is a good vegan kimchi recipe and it's far cheaper to make at home. And the ingredients that we used are like available completely in India. Cool then, try the recipe out. Do let me know how it turns out, or if you would like to use this kimchi in anything, any other dishes, do leave it in the comments down below. I am looking forward to making kimchi ramyun too soon. So I mean, I like ramen and Korean ramyun is something that I wanted to try. And now since I already made kimchi, I can try a variety of dishes too. So yeah, do comment, like, share to other people too so that they can see. Hit up your Korean fam who absolutely love BTS and Korean food and stuff like that. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.